1, 2, 3. Let's welcome team 3.
Good morning, everyone. We're Team 3, and I'm Sophie.
I'm Maggie.
I'm Jason.
I'm Gary.
Okay. Today we are going to share our survey results about addiction to electronics. And to begin with, let me show you the backgrounds of our interviews. We interviewed 18 students in total, including 11 international students and 7 Taiwanese students. And 11 of them are girls, 7 of them are boys. And next, according to this bar graph, we can see that most of our interviewees are freshmen, just like us. I think it's because we mostly conduct our surveys on our classmates or roommates. And according to this pie chart, we surprisingly found that our interviewees are evenly distributed in every sign, and the only sign we haven't collected is Leo. And they are our interviewees. Okay, and now I would like to welcome my teammates to report the survey results for you.
And we have 15 questions, and I'm going to introduce the first to fifth. And the first question is, how long do you use the internet a day? And we can see that most foreigners will use the internet around 3 to 6 hours, while the distribution of Taiwanese using time is more average. But we can notice that no foreigners in our service use less than 3 hours. So we may conclude that foreigners averagely use more internet than us. Yes. And the next question is, what do you usually do when using the internet? And we can see that both foreigners and Taiwanese use the social network websites more, and that is because mostly because we depend on social applications, something like that, to connect people more often. And the next question is, do you think that you are addicted to the internet? And we can see that most foreigners consider themselves a little bit addicted, which may mean that they are not sure if they are addicted, but to some degree they use a lot, but they are not sure. Yeah. But all in all, many people still don't think that they are not addicted to the internet. Yeah. And the fourth question is, when you are turning on the internet, what is the first application that you usually open? And again, we can notice that the social website is the winner again. Yeah. And it's over 80, it's around 80%, yes. And but that result is of no surprise, and it's predictable. And the next question is, which network application means most to you? And in fact, we gave them choices such as Facebook, Line, Instagram, and Twitter. but we can notice that Twitter is not on the pie chart, so Twitter might be less important to them. And we can see that the line is, we can see that the percentage of choosing line as the most important application is around 60%. So from this point, we can see that the effect of line is becoming increasingly larger, and most people are willing to chat with people or connect people.
So let's see this survey, and you can see it's face-to-face chatting vs texting through social network service. Based on the diagram, we can see that over 75% of people still prefer face-to-face chatting, no matter what's their gender, what's their nationality. Well, I think people still like to see others' facial experience or body language than emoji in the text. Yeah, so you can see it. Okay, so you can see, let's see people's reaction of getting advice from others. When their friends tell them they are spending too much time surfing the net, they will 73% of people they will try to change, and 15% of people that they will take seriously actions and try seriously to change. Okay, so we have got 89.5%, that almost 90% of people think spending too much time surfing the net is a bad thing. So they are willing to change, and that's a good symbol. At this question, would you be able to manage your time well and not indulging the internet, as so not to affect other works? The survey indicates that almost 50% of people will delay their work or even mess up everything. But there are still over 50% of people can manage their time well. Well, everybody have the access to the net, but some can finish their work, some can't. So I think the people who can finish their work is someone who can self-restraint, so they can manage their time well. So I think we cannot blame on the internet. We should blame on the people. Okay, the next question. Do you agree internet addiction is not as scary and serious as other addictions, such as addiction to drugs and gambling? Well, 70% of people think it is not serious as drug and gambling. I think it's the reason why many people have internet addiction. Because by contrast, addicting internet, it's not illegal. It won't get you to the jail. However, when one so indulge in something, it's usually be a bad thing because that make one to forget their time and delay their schedule. The last question for me. Let's see about the feelings when we don't have access to the net. As you can see, the blue area accounting for almost 48% proportion feel nothing special during off-net. Vice versa, over 50% of people do have some negative feelings when during off-net. Well, I don't think it's a big deal, since you have left something that's always beside you, always easily you have the access, people will feel disturbed, like ask you to walk naked on the street. Our ancestors didn't wear clothes, right? So I think it's normal to have negative feelings when we don't have access to the net.
Okay, let's move on to question 16. This question is about tolerance for lack of internet. We want to know that is there any differences between foreigners and Taiwanese if they don't have access to the internet? And the results are most foreigners think they're totally fine without internet, but Taiwanese is a little bit addicted. Some Taiwanese think that they have to have the internet all the time, and therefore they choose no, they think they need it all the time. And whatever is one of my friends, I think he's just make fun of me, I think. Okay, let's move on to question 17. We're going to talk about the frequency of using our cell phone. In this question, we would like to have a general idea of the frequency. As we can see, there are 38% of people, they think they have to use their cell phone whenever they're bored and have nothing to do. As the same amount of people, we can see the blue part, the yellow part. They will use their cell phone only in their free time. So I think we can presume that they can manage their time well and not affected by the addiction. And as for the green and red part, which means the red part means they use their cell phone quite often, and the green part means that they have to check their phones once every couple minutes. Okay, our next question is about power banks. We want to know if people have power banks, what happens to their habits of using cell phones. And surprisingly, we can see that almost 60% of people don't have power banks. So I think they use their cell phones in the proper way, and therefore no needs for extra recharging. I think it's good. And the other 40% of people, the majority, which is the red part, they have to recharge their power banks once every 2 or 3 days. So I think they use their phones quite often, so they need extra electricity. Okay, questions 19. Unlimited data plan. We asked them if they will spend more time on using their cell phones if they have unlimited data plan. And we have this interesting result again. Almost 80% of people claim that they won't spend more time on their phones even if they have unlimited data plan, which is, I think, is very good. Okay, the last question of our survey is whether they are able to focus on other things and not affected by their cell phones. In this chart, we compare foreigners with Taiwanese if they are not affected by their cell phones. And most of them think they are totally fine without their cell phones. And some of them think it's a little bit distracting when they are doing things and not able to focus on other things. Okay.
According to the survey, we can conclude something. First one is social network website or application is one of the most influential things in the world now. Yes. And the second one is most people like to face-to-face chatting, and instead of using cell phones. And the third one is most people can can be away from cell phone in daily life, because they can feel nothing when without a cell phone. And the fourth is most people still think that internet addiction is less important or serious than other addiction, but we think that the internet addiction is more and more serious, so we should focus on it. And at the end, we hope that you all have healthy life and without any addiction. Thank you.
It's time for Q&A.
Good. Anyone? How about the second team? So any questions or comments from team 2?
I know this question is kind of stupid, but what is power bank? Oh, okay.
Okay. How about the others? Feel free to ask anything, to say anything. How about Chloe?
I think your presentation is very and I can see your teamwork.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you for the comment. And how about the others? How about team 1?
Big pie chart and the bar graph is very clear.
Thank
But I think as a this team, they use 2 kinds of charts, right? We have the pie chart and the bar graph. I think it's a good thing that you point this out. Okay. How about others? Would you like to talk about your experience of conducting the interviews? You said that you try to find interviewees from the class in the dormitory.
Yes, like economy class and accounting class. Yeah.
So does that mean that you already know those interviewees?
No.
Or you were just in the same class?
Yes, it's our first time to chat with international students.
Good. How about the others? How about anyone who hasn't spoken yet? Monica?
I think you said that the ancient people don't wear clothes is funny.
How about the others? Jessica?
I have a small suggestion. You can, your survey items, you can use complete questions to show us so we can understand more.
I think it's good. I think that could be useful. Okay. So if there are no further questions, then thank you very much. Thanks, good.